Hello, everybody. Joe the Lawyer here with a special request. Please like and subscribe because I have a contest going with Eric Tankar. All right. Whoever gets the 5,000 subs first, the guy has to buy the other guy a beautiful steak dinner with all the fixings and, of course, some high-end drinks, and also donate $100 to the other person's favorite charity. So I want to beat his ass. It's a friendly competition. So please click the like, subscribe button, comment, share it around, and help grow the channel. Totally appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Joe the Lawyer here to talk about Wizards of the Coast. I don't do too many of these rants about wizards, but something's been getting under my skin lately, and really, just doing a deep dive into it, in my head at least, thinking about what the problem it really is over there. What is their problem? Why are they killing this hobby? Why are they destroying their own business? And they don't even know it. Well, some might, but most of them are just completely clueless. And I think it really comes down to DMs, and they have a big problem with DMs. Think about this. How are we all introduced to this game? Traditionally, most of us, people just run it. Our friends or people we know, and they invite us to come play in their game, right? You might see them doing it, and you say, "Oh yeah, check it out," and they'll get the rules and give you some dice, and you get a character, and you start playing. You have a good time, but really, it's not the other players that make it great and make it fun. Anyone can explain the rules of the game, but it really takes a good DM to get us hooked. Good DMs are absolutely essential. The game doesn't sell itself. What sells the game is a great DM, or even a good DM, and a great group, or a good, and then the word spreads. More people play, more people say, "I want to try to be the DM. I want to try to run the game. I want to create a world and adventures and make a good time for my friends, right?" And this is it. They want to share the fun. Bad DMs, they rarely get people to come back to the table. This is because D&D really at its heart, it's a hobby. It's a hobby that became a phenomenon that grew into a huge business and then was sold to a larger business, and here we are. Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, who owns the D&D brand, right? It's a mess. It's a mess because, like all businesses, D&D, Wizards of the Coast rather, they demand growth. They have to have it. Every quarter they must have growth, right? So how do you grow the game? You get more players because the players will buy the books and buy all the stuff, right? Well, traditionally it's been Dungeon Masters who buy most of this stuff, but they want more people to play. They want the more people you have, the better their bottom line is, essentially. Playing D&D. Now, what they fail to understand though is that you can't get more players if you don't grow the hobby, and you can't grow the business if you don't grow the hobby. And so what grows the hobby? Good DMs, because they got more players. So lack of a good DM, good DMs out there in the world are really a bottleneck to Wizards of the Coast growth. The thing is, they've ignored the hobby and every aspect of the hobby for years now. They kind of shit on hobby stores with their pricing and deals. Amazon has killed them, for the same reasons. Now, if you go to a hobby store, it's just a bunch of kids playing weird card games, and you might get a lone D&D group somewhere, like relegated to the table in the rear of the building or something. It's so bad you can't really get a pickup game at a store anymore. I tried the one near me. I was going to be running a game at a con, and I checked it out. I went down there and talked to people, and they referred me to the Discord, and links on the Discord referred me to the webpage, and the webpage referred me to an application form, and then there was going to be an interview, and I said, Jesus, holy shit, just to run a freaking game. And I said, well, listen, man, can't you just give me a time when people show up who might want to play? And they said, no, there is no such thing. People just show up for organized plays. That's it. And what are they playing? Crappy-ass Wizards of the Coast Adventure Railroad, It's hard for a DM, no matter how good you are, to make lasagna out of dog shit with these most recent adventures. I mean, the things they're putting out lately, going to magic school like Hogwarts or whatever the hell that is, or working as a barista, that's not freaking D&D. I don't know what the hell it is, but it ain't D&D, I'll tell you that much. So between pricing and schemes to destroy the hobby stores and putting out shit adventures, they really killed the hobby store angle for growth. And with the new edition, they're selling the books themselves directly to the consumer, along with some kind of weird subscription or whatever the hell it is. I don't even know. I didn't dive into it because to hell with them. Never going to do it anyway. So really all they have out there to grow the hobby is like organic growth. People out there in the wilds, friends telling friends, friends inviting friends into their games. And, that's going to require people under 25 to look up from their damn phones to talk to actually people in person. And we all know that doesn't happen too often, right? And the only reason they had great growth in recent years was the beer bug. That's it. D&D became a thing to do. It was, a lot of people, I used to play this with my friends, and now we're all home around the table. Let's try something, right, as a family, or get all the old group together or something like that. And people got onto VTTs a lot more, and they were playing with their old groups. And, that was it, though. That was it. And that's over with now. Those dabblers, the people who wanted to try it because it was trendy, or the nostalgia people, they moved on. They moved on to the next trendy thing, or they just got back to work and have to deal with real life again. So what are we left with here? We have no organic growth. We have the hobby store play games. They suck, and they're not keeping or drawing in new players. There's not enough gaming opportunities to run games, and so that means you're not going to get a lot of practice as a DM. So we have a lot of new potential DMs not even being able to develop into great DMs, no less good DMs. Now, the best DMs who've been running games for like 40 years, all out there in the OSR. We don't give a shit about what Wizards of the Coast does, except to use their failures as fodder to maybe make, a couple bucks on YouTube videos like me. Guys like Professor Dungeon Master or Rob Connolly from Bat in the Attic Games, or Tim Shorts. You've seen, me play with him sometimes here, every Monday, actually. And, some of the other guys I played with, well, I guess Professor Dungeon Master makes a little bit more than a couple bucks a month on YouTube vids, but you know what I'm saying here. Anyway, what's next? I think the games are just going to sputter out. Like in-person games, Wizards of the Coast, playing on other VTTs other than their own, you're just going to see that crap sputter out. And then what we're going to see is a decline in the hobby itself. And because of the hobby decline, because of lack of DMs, the decline in Wizards of the Coast revenue is going to inevitably follow. As a result, they're going to cut back on all things D&D. It's like time to cut the bait and leave, basically. Fishing is over. Fishing for our freaking money. This is basically, I think, mainly because the people who run Wizards of the Coast don't play D&D. No matter what they say. I was a Chris Cox talking shit about, in my group, blah, blah. Bullshit, dude. You don't play D&D. If you played D&D, you would realize that the crap you've been putting out lately, these damn adventures, these railroads, are utter and complete shit. That's how I know you don't play D&D, asshole. You suck. You fucking suck. Anyway. Wizards sees this in the future, right? They have brains enough, I think, to see that the decline of DMs, is going to hurt them. And so how do you overcome it? You develop a game that doesn't need a DM. That's their VTT scheme. The whole thing is doomed to failure, by the way. They think they're going to make an AI DM that does the job of a good or even a great DM. No, freaking no. They've got another thing coming to them. I believe they also seen it, finally, the issues with their adventures. Their low sales of this crap they've been putting out lately are proof enough of that. So that's why they announced their plan lately to, data mine all the existing adventures that they've ever had, all their IP, right? They call it IP instead of adventures, because it's just a commodity like salt or sugar, right? All their IP with AI, so players can basically order up an adventure with an AI DM to boot. Log in and play. So you order up an AI DM. A bunch of geeks are going to order up a sexy voiced chick with, as a DM. And where do you get to pick your DM's looks and all that kind of stuff? We all know who plays D&D, guys. We were all that age before. Nerdy and not getting laid. Anyway. They're going to order up a DM, order up a pre-designed adventure based on some prompts or whatever, and get on there and play. I think we all know that VTT is freaking doomed to fail on the technology front alone. They're never going to get this thing launched. It's never going to work. And it's also never going to work as a way to grow the business because, like I said before, it takes a good DM and players to get into it. AI DMs will never be good. Ever. Ever. They're always going to suck. All right? So then again, they don't care about that. All they want to do is make the game that's good enough. Well, good enough for what? Good enough to get people to plunk down, 10 or 15 or 20 bucks a month for a subscription, and then hope they forget to cancel that damn subscription. Because they don't care if you play. All they care is that you subscribe. They don't care about growing the hobby. They just want their damn money. This is the same way gyms want you to go in and join and don't give a shit if you ever go. Like Planet Fitness. If everybody who joined Planet Fitness and one of those other big chain gyms actually had to cater to everybody because everybody who joined showed up every damn day or 4 days a week, they would be a bankrupt because the gyms, number one, would have to be massive. You wouldn't be able to sustain that sort of a thing. And as for the D&D, VTT, the bonus part to them is monetizing the player base, I think that lady said. So basically, if you shell out $5 to make your armor have rainbow colors or purple and pink polka dots on it, all the better, right? So you got your glowing sword. It's a +1 sword, but it doesn't glow unless you pay $2.99 to make it glow. All right, kiss my ass, man. So they've given up on completely on the pen and paper aspect of the game, which is the root of the hobby. Remember that, the hobby? In favor of just monetizing their IP. It's clearly evident when you look at them and you see that they're releasing new books, all the new rule books, the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual, over 3 consecutive quarters. All they're trying to do is juice the numbers for each quarter. If they actually gave a damn about the hobby and thought that in-person games would drive growth, then the natural thing to do would be to release all 3 books at once. But they know they're screwed on that front. They know that for all the reasons I talked about already. This stupid-ass release schedule gives them time to slap some crazy glue and duct tape on the innards of the VTT anyway to get it to last long enough for the people involved to find the new job before the shit launches like the freaking Hindenburg. So really, where does this leave us? We can't get good DMs to spread the game like the old days. That's impossible. Why? I think the real root of the problem here that management fails to see is that they don't understand that they need to cultivate and develop these DMs. There is really no other way to grow the hobby. Without the hobby growing, the business won't grow. They've systematically destroyed every aspect of the hobby that would help develop great DMs because they aren't gamers. They don't get the hobby. They don't understand it. In fact, they fucking despise it. The hobby, us, people who've been around for decades, we're an impediment to their growth. So what they do instead is that they despise us, they denigrate us, the people who they need the most. And I think that partly they know that they need us. They know that they need good DMs, but they can't control us. They can't make us do what they want us to do, like run their shitty-ass adventures and spread the word about their shitty-ass game. They hate us because of our rejection of their dog-shit adventures. It's an insult to their very reasoning for being, in their executive position that they are, making these stupid-ass decisions up there in HQ. It's the same way that the MCU and Amazon Lord of the Rings and Star Wars executives out in Hollywood hate their fans. We reject all their crappy products and don't buy tickets, so it makes them look bad. Oh, how could I make this bad decision? Oh, it's not me. It can't be my bad decision. I don't know jack shit about the creative process, Star Wars, the MCU, or Lord of the Rings. Can't be us making these decisions in a fucking vacuum. Therefore, it must be the fans. What are they? Oh, they're calling us all kinds of different fucking names, right? So, really, Wizards of the Coast and Hollywood, the one thing they got in common, they would not fucking recognize a truly creative, skilled, or talented person if they dumped a triple mocha, half-cap, double espresso, whipped latte bullshit drink on their fucking heads. That's it. That's how they fucking are. They're assholes, they're losers, and they're just there for a couple years, get the shit on their resume, and move along to the next thing that they're going to destroy. So let's recap for a second. The VTT is going to fail technologically on that front alone. Their AI-generated adventures are going to suck ass. Their AI DMs are going to deliver a terrible experience. Word's going to get out. New players won't subscribe. Existing players are going to leave en masse, right? No growth equals a business failure, right? Some smart executives, they're already seeing the writing on the wall, the ones who were involved. That's why you're seeing a bunch of them are dropping. They're leaving and they're going for different jobs. And, it's like rats, fleeing a sinking ship. So how does this affect us? People who are listening to this video, people who might listen years from now, if you're in the OSR, it doesn't really affect you at all, right? We've been doing this shit our way for decades now. If you're new, somebody new to Wizards of the Coast, to D&D or Wizards of the Coast games or anything like that, I kind of feel bad for you because if you love this game, it's about to be destroyed through fucking mismanagement. But there is a little bit of hope out there, guys. Check out the OSR. Every Monday night, for example, you could watch Tim Shorts of Gothridge Manor fame. He runs a masterclass in DMing as he tries to kill my ass and Paul and Vance and Ken, or drive us insane or fleeing in fear of some fucking abomination in his Comor forest, If you're new to the OSR and never heard of it and want to know what the hell I'm even talking about, it's the old school Renaissance. You want to find out more of what it is? I got some links below talking about what I do and what I think it's all about. So click on those links, learn a little bit, okay? And don't despair. Just join me in saying, fuck you, Wizards of the Coast. Fuck you. All right. Anyway, take care, everybody. Hope you have a good day. And roll better than Tim Shorts, whatever you do. Really, it's not that hard to roll better than Tim Shorts. Thankfully, that's the only reason my character's still fucking alive. Thanks, Tim. You suck. Bye, everyone.